Okay, so on Tuesday, I woke up fine. Not glowing, not sad, just normal. And then I did the thing I always do. I grabbed my phone before my feet even touched the floor. I'm not even kidding. 10 minutes later, my face looked wrong. My room felt embarrassing. My whole life felt like it was running late for something. Nothing happened in those 10 minutes. Nobody said anything to me. Nothing in my actual life changed. I've been chewing on that for weeks now, because Tuesday was just the worst one. And I think my phone was quietly making me hate my life. And I don't mean technology is evil. I mean something way quieter than that. The kind you miss because it happens 10 minutes at a time. Because I'll open the app. Any app. It doesn't even matter which one. And someone's in Greece. Someone got flowers. Someone's skin is doing things my skin has never once done. Someone's doing a Sunday reset in an apartment that looks like a Pinterest board. Someone's in love. Someone's making money somehow. Basically, everyone is thriving. Someone's out there becoming the woman I thought I'd be by now. And I'm just lying in bed, phone on 8%, wondering why I feel so heavy. And look, if any of that sounds like you, I'm just going to say it. I don't think you're lazy. I think you're overstimulated. I spent months calling myself lazy, and it took me way too long to notice when my brain was that fried. Even tiny things started feeling huge. Replying to one message felt hard. Getting dressed felt hard. Choosing what to do with my one free day felt hard, because my brain had already been dragged through 50 strangers' lives before I'd properly entered my own. Actually, no. It's worse than that, because I never chose any of them. Last week, I poured a glass of water, set it on my desk, and 2 hours later, it was still sitting there full, because I hadn't actually arrived in my own morning yet. I'd already swallowed beauty standards, somebody's breakup, bad news, rich strangers, sad strangers, and 2 people I'll never meet arguing in a comment section. Then I sat there wondering why I felt anxious. It's not a mystery. Nobody's brain can hold all of that before breakfast and still feel calm. And the sneaky part is that scrolling feels like rest. That's the one that kept me stuck for years. I'd tell myself I'm just gonna lie here for a bit. I need to switch off. And then an hour later, I'd stand up feeling worse than when I lay down. Less focused, less confident, more irritated, weirdly aware of everything I don't have. And that's not rest. That's my brain doing cardio while my body lies there. Because after actual rest, I get up feeling like a person again. So now I just notice how I feel when I stand up. If it's worse than before I picked the phone up, that wasn't rest. That hour just took something from me. Okay, I dare you. Go check your screen time for this week and drop it in the comments. No judgment, because mine was honestly upsetting the first time I looked. And honestly, the hours aren't even the worst part, because the worst part is I kept being in the room without actually being in the room. I caught myself sitting down to study, and my hand would reach for it on its own, like a reflex I never agreed to. And I'd start cleaning, and suddenly I needed a podcast, a video, anything, because apparently I couldn't fold laundry in silence anymore. One small wave of loneliness, and instead of just feeling it, I'd open an app, and 3 seconds of boredom had my brain begging for a hit of something. A notification, literally a weather update would do. Slowly, I'd trained myself to treat quiet like a problem and boredom like some kind of emergency, like my own head was a place I needed to get out of. But the quiet is where you actually find out what you think, in the boring parts when nobody's performing for anybody. That's where things clicked for me. And I swear, they landed on the most random quiet evenings. Like, oh, I didn't actually like that person. I was just lonely. And I don't actually want that lifestyle. I'd just seen it so many times, it started feeling like a plan. And I'm not behind. I've just been comparing myself to strangers who started a decade before me and only post the good days. That kind of clarity needs space. And the phone will never hand you space. You sort of have to steal it back. And this matters so much more right now. Because in your 20s, you're still building the whole thing. Your taste, your standards, your friendships, your weird relationship with money, what a good life even looks like. And if you're not careful, the internet will answer all of those questions before you ever get a turn. I've watched the assignment change weekly. 1 week I was supposed to be soft and mysterious, the next week detached and unavailable, then high maintenance but like effortlessly, then I needed to heal, then hustle, then stop caring, then apparently I wasn't caring enough. I changed how I wanted to dress 3 times in 1 month based on nothing but my feed. And for a while, I thought that was a me problem. And it's not. It's just too much for literally anyone. So, if you've been feeling confused about who you are, maybe you actually do know yourself. You just haven't had a quiet enough week to hear any of it. I went years without one. The internet is so good at making everything feel urgent. This serum, this 5-step routine. Whatever it is this week, apparently your whole life needs fixing by Monday, but your real life isn't urgent. It's slow, and most of it happens off camera anyway. The stuff that actually started fixing this is almost embarrassing. It's that small. Making my bed when nobody was going to see it. Walking without filming a second of it. Letting a message sit because replying would have reopened something I was outgrowing. Cooking something basic. Sleeping like an actual adult. Cleaning that one cursed corner I'd been avoiding for months. You know the corner. None of it looks impressive online, but it quietly changed how I felt about myself. And I was standing a little taller over the dumbest stuff, like a clean sink, which is such a dumb place for confidence to come from. But that's genuinely where mine started. It's not always some big transformation. Sometimes it's just noticing you actually did the thing you said you'd do, and believing yourself a little more the next time. Like you told yourself you'd stop checking his page, and you actually stopped. Mine took a few tries, honestly. Or the phone went in the other room for an hour and you didn't go get it. That's how my self-respect came back. Not through some perfect morning routine, and not through buying another planner either, because I owned 3 and they did nothing. At some point I realized I didn't need more advice. I had years of advice, saved and screenshotted. I just never did any of it. For ages, I kept asking myself, is my phone bad? And that's the wrong question. It let me off the hook every time. The real one is, who do I become after I use it? Like when I close the app, am I clearer? Am I inspired in a way that makes me actually move? Do I feel connected, rested, or smaller? Behind? Like I need a new face and a new body and a whole new personality just to be acceptable. And once I started asking that, some apps just failed. So if an app keeps making you feel like you're not enough, then it's not harmless entertainment. It's just a thing that makes you feel bad. And you can delete it. And honestly, you can be hard to reach for a while too. Nobody ever died from a slow reply. So try what I tried. Put your phone in another room for 1 hour today. Not as punishment. Not some dramatic detox you announce to the group chat. Just to see what happens. And in that hour, do one real thing. Wash your hair, do the dishes, go outside. Actually, drink the water this time. Write the email, read 10 pages. Delete the conversation you keep reopening. Or sit in silence for 10 minutes and let your brain remember it belongs to you. Then, tell me in the comments what your one real thing was. Because I do read them. And because reading a stranger's boring little victory is weirdly the most motivating thing on this whole app. And if this felt like something a friend should have said to you, send it to her. Your life isn't missing. And it's not in there. It's just out here, a little quiet, a little ordinary, and it'll still be here when you put the phone down.